Hello, hello, and hello. So, if you are in any type of business, we already know that online marketing is where it's at. Social media is such the buzz. The numbers are out the roof as to how many people are on social media daily that it is just a no brainer to say if you own a business, you should be on social media. But that is not always the case and is not always necessary. So, thank you for joining me today because we are going to dive a little deeper into the conversation about um, building a business offline or building relationships offline in an online world. Hello and welcome again to the Mompreneur HQ. My name is Rashida Green. I am the founder and CEO of Get Right Coaching and the host of this wonderful community where we help moms to start, grow, and scale home based virtual businesses so that they can build the life of their dreams without neglecting themselves or their families in the process. We're talking a win for all, right? And if you are looking for ways to do that, then I would recommend that you hang it with us because we are your BFFs, because we talk about business, finances, family, and self care. That's right. We talk about all these topics because being a mompreneur coach, it is, for me, it is a holistic approach to coaching because of the simple fact that moms are have so many things going on, have so many plates, so many balls being juggled in the air that although we can coach to one specific area of life, and when you're talking about life coaching versus business coaching versus mindset coaching, but when it comes to a mom who's running a business with kids at home, for me, it has to be a holistic approach because as a mom with two children of my own and with a husband, which sometimes they can be a third, right? But with just having a household to run and just all of the obligations that I have, and just the many tasks that I do throughout the day, and then still get on for the lives, and then still create content for social media, and then content for blogs and for YouTube, it can be a lot. But if you can wrap a product or a service into one big service that is going to help a mom to both deal with her mindset, deal with parenting, deal with building a business, and dealing with helping her to take care of herself and her finances, all personal finances as well as business finances, that to me addresses the whole world of a mompreneur, in a sense where she's not just building a business and forgetting about her family, or concentrating on family and forgetting about self-care. It is a holistic approach to entrepreneurship that I really do enjoy. And that's why I utilize different methods and address different topics within this Mompreneur HQ group because, you know, we're multifaceted people, the mom community. And so to be able to have a place that we can come to get all of these things together is just an amazing thing for me because it's something I wish I had. And now that I know that there are groups, because at the time I didn't know that there were these groups that existed. So I just thought I would go ahead and create my own. Um, but now there are other groups. So you could have been anywhere. But I thank you for joining me here at the Mompreneur HQ. So we've been talking about for the month of June. Yeah, I almost said July, simply because June is almost over already. Yeah, like 2 days, it'll be July. So for the month of June, we have been talking about how to find clients. And we touched on a number of different ways that you can do it. We provided some strategy on ways to get clients. We said in order to find the clients, you actually have to know who your ideal client is. So we talked about ideal client avatar. We talked about the secret marketing strategy to turn looky-loos into raving fans. And today, because I realized that we have product-based businesses in this group, although I do do business coaching specifically for online business owners, because I just, for me, if you've been with me for a while, you know that passive income is the thing for me, and being able to create business opportunities that don't require me to be full in. Considering I have some other full responsibilities at home that I take care of, so I don't typically coach to product-based businesses, but I am very aware that I have product-based businesses in this group, business owners in this group, and I too once was a product-based business owner, so I know the struggles there. And honestly, let me just tell y'all, I still have, and it's a little sad, but I still have a garage, some and closets full of product that I ordered and was not able to sell. And so what I've done previously is I've just given them away. There are some other things that I put on Poshmark and other platforms where I can sell online. I even have a shop, G Essentials, here on Facebook. But yeah, I found myself just packing up little baggies of things to give to people because I have all this product that I'm not using, nor am I selling. So, and it's partly because I'm not actively selling it because I don't promote it anywhere. But it's also because when I was promoting it, I felt deflated when no one was buying. But now that I am in a better place, meaning as a business coach, I have learned so much. And let me just tell you, if you're not investing in your own business, then you should consider investing in your own business. You can go so much further when you invest in your education, when you invest in a coach to assist you, direct you, and catch your blind spots and give you direction on how to move your business forward. So, investing in myself and in having coaches, and learning different things, even learning, having coaches who help you to figure out who you are and what your dreams and passions are. Because sometimes we're walking in what we think we love and realize, what, I'm really not that passionate about that particular subject. So, it really does help to invest in yourself. And having now done that, I know for me, as much as I like to be hands on, I in all my hands-on is not I'm not really interested in keeping product in inventory at this time. No, I'm no longer interested in keeping product inventory at this time. But as I started out saying, I am very aware that I have some product-based business owners in this group. And what we're talking about today is building relationships offline in an online world because frankly, even if your business is online, you may not need to rely solely on the internet. I mean, with all of the different social media platforms available today, it's easy to focus your marketing time just on social media because it's generally less time consuming to engage from your computer than it is to attend real life functions and to talk to people in the community. However, if you depend solely on social media for your marketing, you're missing out on a vast opportunity to market your business to locals right in your own backyard. Think about it. There may be someone who is in need of your service who is right next door to you. So your marketing goals should always be to build relationships with people you can help with your products or services. Even though you may be tempted, don't push the hard sell on people you've just met, right? You don't want to get into that scenario. You don't know, they don't know you, so they likely won't spend their hard earned cash on your product when they've just met you. I mean, we talked about this before that there are several touch points that you need to make, even especially online. Sometimes it could be between 7 to 10 touch points before a potential client or Looky Loo would even consider you or for purchasing to considering purchasing your product or your service. However, if by interacting with people and at networking events, in addition to engaging them on social media, you've built a foundation upon which to build a stronger relationship, which may ultimately lead to them buying from you. So, how do we get started with networking offline? All right, the idea of walking into a room, right, when you think of networking, you think of this speed networking, which is like speed dating, where you have your business cards in hand, you got your pen, you're ready to introduce yourself, you have your spiel. It can be a little intimidating, the idea of walking into a room not without knowing one single person, that can feel a little intimidating and be daunting. But the alternative of not sharing your story and your mission with those who may be seeking the exact answer that you provide in your product or service is equally troubling, right? No matter how you want to start networking in real life, put on your brave face, or should I say your big girl panties, and tackle your social fears head on. And the first way that I would suggest that you do that is by joining a relevant business networking group, right? So often there are dozens of business networking groups in the Chamber of Commerce spread across the country in every locale. So you really can pick and choose which group is best for you. Yes, you want to reap a reward for being a part of the group, but your acceptance into any business group will depend on what you can contribute. So we don't want to, excuse me, go go to these networking events with just what am I going to get out of this? How many clients, potential clients, am I going to get from this interaction? You don't want to be basing it on that. You want to be able to make sure that you are contributing. That's even with the online world, right? When you are in these Facebook groups, they don't want you to promote, drop your promo and leave. They want you to be interactive in the groups, to show your knowledge and share your knowledge, and show what talents or offers that you have that might help someone. But being able to um, give some encouragement, answer some questions that may be raised in the group. So similarly, offline and online are both areas where you can work on your networking, but in both are areas where it's not just a take, take, take. It's a give, and it's a change, and it's a take, right? Because after all, it's all about building relationships. That's what we're talking about. Getting in order to get clients, we're talking about relationship marketing. It is building the relationships. Some groups are more formal and have standing meeting rooms, while others may be more casual and usually on a smaller scale. So you want to ask to visit a meeting or two before submitting an application, and never be afraid to ask questions about the other members or when the group was formed, right? Because when I'm talking about joining relevant business groups, if you're a speaker, you might join a speakers group, right? There used to be a group, I forgot the name of it, but Mm, it's going to come to me later, but if you know it, drop it in the drop it in the comment field. But oh, I hate when it comes, it's right there. But yes, there's a speakers group that people would join, and it would help you to learn how to speak in public, speak in front of people. And so that's considered a relevant business networking group. If you're an author, you might want to network with a bunch of authors. Or if you're a publisher, you might want to network with a bunch of authors, because authors need publishers, right? So you want to make sure it's relevant to the type of person that you is your ideal client, but also the type of services that you offer. So those are some things you want to consider when looking to join a networking group. Um, Mm, I'm telling you, that thing is burning me up because then I know it's that networking group for speakers is at the tip of my tongue and I cannot get it out. Anyway, we're going to move forward. But but this is how my brain works, and you're getting a little insight that that thing will nag me if it is going to nag me till I actually get it. But anyway, all right. So our next point we want to talk about for relationship marketing offline is going to be hold live workshops. Host live workshops. That's right. You can host your own live workshop. And what better way to showcase your authority and your expertise than to speak to your local community at your own event, right? Turn an online webinar that you may have done live on Facebook as a live stream or on YouTube, but turn that online webinar into a live presentation or create a specific presentation customized to your community's needs. So, one thing about that might be I know in my HOA, they have a lot of different events and opportunities for sponsorships. So if they're hosting something, I know that a realtor, she hosts an event and is this big event, and she gets her name out into the public because now it's her company hosting this event. She's now at this event actually meeting and greeting people, getting to know them, and those people already live in the community. But because she's hosting this event and she's getting to know them, they will keep her top of mind when they are considering when their friends ask them, hey, I'm looking to move into your area, your neighborhood. Do you know a realtor I can work with? They're going to reference her more than likely because she has invested in them by sponsoring these activities, by interacting with her local community, by staying in the buzz or staying in their ear so that she becomes top of mind when people want a realtor. So that is a great way. Sponsoring events, making donations to local events where they actually give you um, recognition, because sometimes you can definitely, I've made contributions, like I said, I've had products that I've contributed to different events because I just had excess products. So I'll have someone make it a basket, turn the products into a basket and donate that in the raffle, the local community raffle. So I have done things like that. So if you have products that you want to donate to the local raffle, guess what? A lot of these places will have their sponsors and donors listed on their public um, advertisements. So they might be on a wall, it might be on their web page, it might be in the local newspaper, or the local radio station may announce, hey, there's an event going on sponsored by, boom, right? So you just never know. That's why you should definitely do your research, contact your local library, your local business association or community college with your ideas. And very often, if the presentation is unique and relevant to the community, you will get a booking. Even if live events are not your forte, because look, we have a lot of introverts out there, right? Choose a topic you are as passionate about and that you could speak about for hours, whatever that is. And your passion will carry you through the conversation, through it will carry you through the presentation, and you'll be less likely to be nervous or get tongue tied, right? Because this is something you enjoy, you're passionate about, and you already do. Now if you're looking at trying to create um a, a conversation or presentation around the community that is not directly relevant to what you're doing, you're still trying to get that client base developed or what have you. You've done some research, you know what the community is looking for, and you're like, okay, well, how do I get that to tie in with what I'm doing? And you're trying to maneuver that thing. There is still a way, and you're trying to maneuver that thing, but it's not the thing that you're most passionate about, that you can talk hours about. Um, then you may want to have a presentation that's going to be both what you're passionate about and what maybe you're not as passionate about, but then that will be the part that you would rely on your presentation notes so that you don't get tongue-tied, tongue twisted, right? So those are some ideas. You want to make sure that when you do host this fantastic, fabulous event, because it's going to be, right? Make sure to collect the business cards or to have attendees sign in so that you can contact them and connect with them on social media or some other meet and greet and continue the relationship building. The whole point is to not host this fabulous event and not get any signups, not get any cards, or make no connections. You know, you have to be purposeful with your plan. But all in all, hosting your own community event is definitely a way to get yourself out there. Now, with anything, you still requires planning. You're not going to say, "Oh, that's a good idea, Rashida. You know what? This Saturday, I'm going to host an event." You still have to do a proper planning, and even with that, you still may not get the greatest turnout the first time around. But it all goes to that juicy topic, that juicy title. What is it that they're going to get? What's the what, with them? What's in it for me? What is it, the benefit of them participating or attending this event? What will they get from it? So depending on how you package your hosted event, that may be what the draw is for the people. That's why it requires you to do just a little bit of research to find out what the community needs. But the truth is, if you do that research, someone in your neighborhood is going to be looking for just what it is that you're offering. All right. And the last one that I like to talk about is volunteering in the community, right? So, as I mentioned, I gave away things to, baskets or what have you, or products, to kind of put my name out there in the community. But if you want to just volunteer for your local food bank, blood bank, or any, as we talked about before, relevant services, do that, right? For me, I'm a mom, so I may want to volunteer at some locations that might have women and children, or some businesses that service women and children in a different way than what I do, right? It may be that my local thrift store, the children's thrift store, what is it called? Thrift store? Is it consignment shop? Or something like that. Can even collaborate with them on something, or as I mentioned, just volunteer if they're doing some big program locally, or they're having their ice cream social. Volunteer to pass out the ice cream and always still have your card. I mean, because you want to look for those groups or charities that are relevant to your experience, but don't go in thinking you need to change everything. Building relationships should be a positive experience. So offer your guidance and input when asked. Otherwise, enjoy conversing with the other volunteers, getting to know them, talk to the board members, the administrative staff and personnel, all of whom hold the possibility of referring you to their family, their friends, and their other networking contacts. I mean, really, are you still stumped on how to build relationships? I know I've talked a lot about that, and I've thrown some things at you. So you may be a little like, okay, Rashi, that's a bit much. I'm not going out here hosting events that cost too much money. I'm not volunteering because I don't know anybody or I'm shy. Listen, the main thing is that you want to be authentic wherever you are. Be authentic, be yourself. Let people in, let them know who you are. And you know, if they get to know you and they like you, then you are going to be top of mind with whatever if even if they can't use your product or services, they will refer you because people like to refer, right? Um, but you want to make sure that you are always authentic. Also, you want to listen carefully, right? Listen carefully. People are always telling you something, even when they're not using the exact words that you would think for what they're telling you. Like when you ask somebody walking by them, "Hey, how you doing?" and you're just saying, hey, how you doing? You're walking and you keep walking, like you kind of like don't listen for the answer, you know. And there may be, so so that was really like, well, okay, it's just something to say. But what if they were to stop you and actually say, well, everything's good? Are they really saying everything's good? Yes, verbally those words are coming out of their mouths, but maybe what they're feeling is not that everything is good. So you want to listen carefully for those things that are being said, and even those things that are not being said. And that will help you to build relationship with those people, because now they're like, oh, she's listening, she really cares, right? So you want to be authentic at all times. You want to listen carefully. And lastly, you want to share your opportunities, share your products, share your services, you know um and be open to the conversation, right? So I'm not saying spill your beans, I'm not saying share everything for free, I'm not saying share so much information they get nervous, like you used to what when you was a kid, right? We're not saying do all of that, but we are indeed saying that you should be available and open to share who you are and share your information, so that you are building yourself up as an authority in your area of expertise. And you're also showing what kind of person you are, that you're a generous person because you're sharing this information, and you're helping people. And hopefully people identify you as being authentic, identify that you listen to their concerns, and connect with you because you are sharing, and you're kind, and you have expressed that you know you're the type of people I want to be with, or I want to hang with, or that I would buy your products and services from. So if you are a product-based business, I know it's summertime. It's summertime. So there are probably some events going on that you can probably buy a booth at, buy a table and get out there and sell your products and show people what you're offering, right? I know there's all kinds of um, festivals, um, and these festivals can go on, right? They used to be where the schools would have these vendor opportunities as well. They would, for their fundraisers, because those booth rentals or those table rentals would be what they would use to support their high school seniors um, prom night. So there are opportunities all around you. If you start getting into these networking groups, if you even use places like meetup.com, um, and other business related meetups to be able to get your message out, get your product and services out. I think that will help you. But remember, be authentic, be yourself, make sure that it's relevant. I'm not saying go out here every weekend and just start showing up at all these events if they're not inclusive of your ideal client avatar or your ideal client profile. Then maybe that's not where you need to be. But at least think about it. At least consider what you could be doing physically offline to improve your business sales. And the way to do that is through relationship marketing. All right. So I know we've gone through a lot. I just want to make sure that if you were here live with me, that you put in hashtag live, and so that I know that you were here. If you have any questions or concerns regarding what we shared with you today, definitely drop it in the comments and we will respond. Building relationships offline in an online world, you can do it. It's actually recommended that you do it. Don't depend solely on social media for all of your marketing needs. Go ahead. There may be somebody in your local area that your business services or products will help. And with that, if you have any questions or concerns and you would like to utilize as a member of the Mompreneur HQ, the 20-minute clarity call to discuss your business goals, and how I might be able to serve you in getting there, definitely reach out at www.themompreneurhq.com/clarity call. That's the mompreneur.hq.com/clarity call and get on that schedule. But I will let you know next week I am on vacation. Well, not vacation necessarily. I'm going to visit family, but it is going to be away from home. So my office hours are closed for next week. So if you go into the calendar and it's nothing available that meets your schedule, then check back next week. All right. So thank you for joining me here on the Mompreneur HQ. Let's go ahead and build those relationships because that is what's going to help us to improve our sales and get us some clients who are raving fans. Until next time.